Welcome to the Guts and Gears Arcantrik Force Generator Battle Engine Assembly episode. The Arcantrik Force Generator comes in 14 pieces. The hobby tools I used was the P3 paint brushes, the P3 sculpting knife, the P3 black primer spray, also the P3 hobby clippers and paints. The first pieces I attached to the Arcantrik Force Generator was the upper head and lower part of the Arcantrik Force Generator's body. As you can see, there is a lot of detail on the head and body of the Arcantrik Force Generator. I then attached the Arcantrik Force Generator's legs, all three of them together, and as you can see again, there is some beautiful sculpting and details on this model. I then attached the two small legs, which is situated in front of the model. The next step was to put the Retribution battle mages, which were 3 Retribution elves, together. I wanted to give the Retribution battle engine a story, and so I worked on the base. I first got a piece of foam card and drew a circle around the foam card. After I drew my circle, I cut it out with my hobby knife and then placed the foam card circle onto the base. Then with a pen, I drew with a ruler as well some lines across it. Once that was done, I used the hobby knife to draw across the lines to make sure I had a real good deep definition that looked like a pavement base. I then added some extra features, some bits of foam card and some extra accessories, some resin terrain. You can then see what the Retribution battle engine looks like on the actual base. After I had a good look, I actually sprayed it with a P3 black primer, both the base and the Retribution battle engine. I then painted the base using the same technique from the Guts and Gears pavement base episode. I also painted on the resin and also on the additional foam card that looks like broken or damaged pavement slabs, and I highlighted them a bit more brighter than the actual pavement base to give a bit more definition on the base. It was now time to paint the Retribution battle engine. The base coat I used over the black was grey coat grey. After I covered it with grey coat grey for the parts I wanted good, nice, smooth white finish, I then moved from grey coat grey to Iron Hill grey by using a 50% of grey coat and 50% of Iron Hull grey. After I did that, I gave it another coat of Iron Hull grey all over, and then I mixed Iron Hull grey with Frostbite to get a lighter mix of Iron Hull grey, and then covered the parts that I wanted to end in a nice white finish with that colour. I then moved to Frostbite and I covered most of the base of the model with Frostbite, and from Frostbite I worked with Moral White to give it a nice solid white finish. Once I was happy with the white finish on the majority of the model, I then went to start to do the metallics. Now I started with a dark silver metallic and built my way up with a medium silver metallic on some parts of the battle engine. And for its gems, which are all around the actual model, these round bulb gems, I used bronze followed by a nice solid gold coat as well. Also on top of the Arcantrik Force Generator, I added a bit of red to some of the red gems, and also the power generator on top, which looks like sort of like a force field generator. I had some red beams in the small round sockets of those generators. With that done, I wanted to give a really nice feel to the actual gun of the Retribution battle engine, which is its eye, and I gave the eye a very purplish kind of blast, which was highlighted to a very, very, very light purple. As you can see, the Retribution battle engine looks absolutely lovely. It's an absolutely gorgeous model, full of detail, and I'm very happy with the finish. There's a lot of definition on the model, and it just works really well. Lastly, I put the Retribution elves, the 3 battle mages, onto the model. I wanted to give them a flying effect because they're very famous for using the telekinesis powers to move things, and I thought it'd be cool if they were flying around their Arcantrik force generator. And what I did is I used the P3 metal rods and drilled through the actual models to make them fly, as you can see in the picture, and painted them using various different colours to give the entire model some good contrast, and I was pleased with the finish. Well, I hope you enjoyed this Guts and Gears videocast. I hope you look out for more.